And then now, see? So that's one kind of force, okay, of the extracorporeal qi. So see, like that. That's real qi. So in defense, the extracorporeal qi manipulation, like it just happens so suddenly and he doesn't feel it. Punch it, see? Like this, and then we're in. And if you were to block a punch, right? You block my punch. So if you block my punch like that, when you fill your body with that force, right?
Yes.
Do you fly out of the frame? So. All right, thank you for helping me with this, this illustration. So before, when we were doing the Qigong earlier, I was saying that we have this float and sink, and we did a rotation left and right, how our body floats on Qi. So I hinted that there's a distinction between Qi that is inside our body and Qi that's outside our body, okay? So some activities focus on one and some activities focus on other. So we're gonna really talk about what the difference is, okay? So do you have any questions so far? Any thoughts you wanna jump in with?
No, I'm sure they'll arise.
Okay, so basically, in internal arts, we work with how our qi and our body coordination interact with each other and with our practice partners or opponents. So there's two ways they could be, inside or outside. When we practice qigong, your 8 silk brocades and so forth, you're oftentimes working on the qi in your body, your organ meridian and stuff. In our own practice of floating, sinking, these are the sense of floating and sinking inside our body. That's primarily where you feel it. So that's addressing how the qi inside our body is being experienced by ourselves. And when we do movements like that, it has a certain quality. So let me show you, okay? So go like this with your hands, okay? So here, don't let me push you. So here like this, and then now, see? So that's one kind of force, okay? So get a sense for that. So here like this, sink, and then expands out like that. So what does that pressure feel like?
It's like a buoyancy.
A buoyancy, yeah.
And of course, I feel my own force. The more I push, I'm forced myself back.
Yeah, the more you push, the more you get forced back. And then we have this basic exercise in another video where you gather and release that. You sink and expand. And I said it's like a water that drains out of your body and it fills your body up and out. So the qi inside your body works like when you have your garden hose, and it's all like coiled up at first, and you turn on the water and the water flows through it, and they tend to fill up and straighten out. Or like a balloon animal, you blow and they go whoop, and the balloon inflates. Does that make sense? So it feels like a hydraulic pressure that expands through your arm or your leg, as the case may be. So it tends to feel like that, okay? And what is good about it, well, we'll come back to what's good about it. Let me show you what the qi outside of our body is like, okay? So go ahead and go like this again. Okay, we'll do the classic word off, okay? So the qi outside the body is like this. What's that like?
Not as buoyant.
Not as buoyant, yeah.
Right.
So what makes you move?
It feels like a wave of that buoyancy coming through.
A wave of some kind of buoyancy coming through, right? So if I use external, if I use just like muscle force, then I'm at a tremendous disadvantage, right? If I use qi inside my body, then from there, it inflates out. So that's what the qi inside my body feels like. Okay, come again. And the qi outside my body. How do they differ to you?
I mean, to me, it feels like the internal is more powerful. Is that correct?
That is correct. In fact, the pressure is focused into my body, the pressure in my qi, and then expressed through the contact to you. It is, in fact, more focused and powerful. And so when it comes to offense, if I, let's go like this, your head. You know, if I want to hit and deliver a lot of force into you, then letting the qi flow through my body and into you is the most effective, most powerful way of that. So come again. And the qi outside my body,
it seems faster and lighter.
Faster and lighter?
The outside.
Yeah. It's a lighter feeling. You don't, I'll talk you through it. Go like this. So if I physically push into you, and then I use my leg, maybe I'll eventually move you. Okay, maybe I won't. But you can feel the compression into the pressure go into your wrist, into your elbow, into your shoulder, and into your knee and everything like that, right? And then when I relax and let the hydraulic pressure of qi flow through my body, you still kind of feel that, but it overwhelms you. Does that make sense? Does that match your experience? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you still feel the pressure, but it kind of it's just too much, right? And come again. When I use the qi that's outside my body, did you feel the pressure in your wrist, elbow, shoulder still?
Yeah, more here. I don't know why.
You feel it in your hand still? Yeah.
Yes.
But not so much in the other parts.
I mean, if I were to really think about it, it's
Yeah.
here, and then I could feel slightly back here.
Aha, I see.
Yeah.
So when we use the qi on the outside, what happens is everything around us is caught up in this and creating a movement that goes through you like that. So how about that time? I did a little better that time. Yeah. So when we use the qi on the outside, then your whole body's coordination and resistance is being influenced in a way that you get moved without the compressive pressure crushing through you. So come again, hands up. So, okay, strong. So hydraulic pressure, qi inside my body, oh, powerful, but you can feel that build up and go through you.
Yes.
Come again, the qi on the outside, see?
It's much faster. It's like closer to you.
It's much faster.
Yeah,
You know why
faster.
it's faster?
No.
Because I don't have to spend time overcoming your resistance. So you're pretty strong, right? Go again. When I use a qi in my body and I crush through that, it still takes me maybe somewhere between 0.5, 0.7 seconds before that overwhelms your body and presses through you. So there's a slight moment. If we play on frame by frame on slow-mo later, maybe we might be able to see it. Come again. But the qi on the outside body, see? Right away he goes back. As soon as I intended, he's going back already. It may not feel like it hits us hard, but yeah, you can't stop it because you're not stopping it.
So that one felt like more of a taut string or like a taut rope or something taut versus a hydraulic, more intense hydraulic system, I guess. Or
so
pressure.
we call this, the qi inside our body, corporeal qi. Corporeal is a term meaning of the body. And then the qi that's outside that we manipulate is actually called extracorporeal qi. And it's kind of confusing, but in classical Tai Chi, when they talk about internal force, neijin, they say peng, li, ji, an, cai, li, zhou, kao, and so forth. These 8 internal force largely work by the manipulation of the outside qi. So internal force is based on outside qi, extracorporeal qi. So that's kind of confusing, isn't it? So people often say, how do I generate peng? What do I do in my body? So you push me. What do I have to do in here that makes peng come out? Okay, there's things you have to do inside. And then the complete truth is that there's something on the outside that happens that causes the peng to lift you and float you. So we have to manipulate the extracorporeal qi. As an example, when I explained those 8 movements, I said that ji had to do with the sense of a wall that comes when you do this. A wall that follows his hand that comes, that bounces their force back. So if you push this, if I just think about how I align my body and how I push like this, okay, I might be able to eventually overcome it, but that's not it at all. It's here has a sense of floating on peng, and a wall formed, and when the wall arrives and goes through him, that's when he starts to go back like that. So it has to do with that outside imagery of the extracorporeal qi. So see, like that. That's real qi. Okay, this is not real qi. This is good body mechanics and a bit of wrestling kind of skill. Okay, that's totally different from real qi like this. What do you notice between the two?
Yeah, one, it's like feels like you're trying to commandeer your muscles and your structure, like in wrestling most of the time.
Yeah.
It just felt like there's like a force outside of you that's coming at me, or it's like
that's coming at you. Yeah. And so come again. So if I use the corporeal inside qi, right? So on here I build up the qi pressure and it goes. That works. See, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. There's nothing bad about that. But this is what feels more like what you think Tai Chi is, isn't it?
Feels like a wall coming at me.
Yeah, so the original yang Tai Chi understanding of the Peng Li Jian involved the manipulation of the qi that's outside our body. Now, you can use the qi inside your body in ways besides hydraulic pressure. So he pushes me, like that, I'm connected with him and I have a sense of floating. And now it's easy for him to move back. That feels a little different again, right? So you're here, you're rooted, you're solid like this, and I connect, I float, see? And then it's easy for him to go back. So I'm floating him with a yang qi in my body that goes into his body and he floats. His yang qi floats with me. Then he loses his rooting and then you go back. That's what in our curriculum we call stage 3, Qi mastery. Qi mastery is primarily about controlling the Qi inside your body to float or to sink, yang and yin. And if someone's touching you, how they correspondingly float and sink with you to be able to be overcome. And then the next course, stage 4, nature mastery, you're learning the Yang family's original Peng, Li, Ji, An, and how that manipulates the qi that's outside your body to create these effects that are effective and soft and fluid and, like you said, fast. Immediate is probably the right word. Now, do you have questions?
Yeah, I do, yes.
See that look on your face?
Yeah, without the foundation of the inner Neijin, right?
Yeah.
Qi cultivation.
Yeah.
Without that foundation, can someone effectively harness the external, the extra qi?
I'm sure every now and then there's like a genius, 1 in 10,000 person, 1 in 100,000 person that's naturally can do that, right? But by and large, I wasn't like that. You're not like that, and by and large, the training will make make everybody succeed. So if it wasn't immediately obvious already to you, then you probably need the steps. So you see, in each stage of our training, we are going from something that's more feelable to less. So we start with stage 1, fascia. It's super easy to feel something being stretched. Am I stretching you, or am I not stretching you, right? So you can feel that, stretched,
right.
Not stretched, stretched. And you can use that to move someone. So that's fascia. And then in song, you shift from feeling the stretch of the body, the connection of the body like that, to the sense of relaxation, the release of pressure, release of tension in your body. So you go from feeling tension to feeling the absence of tension. So that's a little more subtle, but it still kind of makes sense. You go from turn the light on, turn the light off, and you could see the bright and dark, right? And then after song, we work on qi. Now we're working on a feeling in our body, the feeling of floating, the feeling of sinking. That's not as obvious as being pulled or being stretched, but you can feel when the experience of floating or sinking in your body. So now it's not a physical thing, but there's still a sensation. Does that make sense? So Qi mastery gives you a sensation of something that is not physically present. Like you're not actually in the air, but you feel as if you're floating. Now when we do nature mastery, you don't feel anything anymore. When you do Peng, Li, Ji, An, so no longer do we feel that. So if you push me again, like we said in Qi mastery, I'm going to feel his pressure. He's resisting me, and then I feel floating, and then now his root severed. So let's go back. See, he has his root. He got his root, and then see, severed. So like that. So when I say sever, I float. I can feel that floating. I can feel sinking, and then I can use that to move as well too. So I can feel that. Okay, and you come again. But we come to nature mastery. I don't feel any of that. I just have the sense. I have an awareness of the Peng coming up and the Ji going out like that. See. So I don't actually feel floating or sinking anymore. I left that awareness behind. That helped me to become aware of something even more subtle, which is the intention for these 8 energies to manifest and work. Does that make sense? So we're going towards less and less feelable things, more and more invisible things. And it's really hard to go from normal life right to the invisible stuff. Because you'll just be like, I don't feel anything. And you start imagining it, and now you're going down the wrong imaginary path. Does that make sense? Any questions right now?
Yeah, more questions.
Go ahead.
So you hear certain practices that give rise to hypertension. Is there a correlation with blood pressure low to high to normal range and this kind of practice? Can like that kind of physiological thing impede or enhance?
Okay, yeah. So as to whether high blood pressure affects your Tai Chi practice, better health is certainly better, I'm sure. But I know that people who practice a lot of isometric tension in their martial arts or workout, because you're squeezing your muscles squeeze the blood vessels and stuff, that does build up your blood pressure, more hypertension, right? And when you do Tai Chi and your body can relax like this, then the muscle tension doesn't add to your blood vessel tension. So it would be good for that in that regard.
Probably like the vasodilation.
Yeah, you
with
get
that
more
system,
vasodilation. Yeah.
you can have more qi and blood to, you know, and
Yeah.
harness earth qi
Yeah.
through you, right?
It's true. I mean, according to like my smartwatch, my VO2 max is not bad, even though I don't do a lot of cardio. So it does have a benefit to it in some way.
Another question is, some people say like, you know, there's external and internal. With this, going from the extra
Corporeal.
qi, corporeal to internal, corporeal, can you go like, is it like all like 0 and 1, or can it be like collapse into one thing?
You can be good at both. You can be skilled at both and use both of them, right? But it takes a split moment to switch gears. Want to see a demonstration of how hard it is to switch gears?
Sure.
Anybody want to see Mo be confused? That's what we're here for. Okay, so you put your hand like this, okay? All right, go like this, and I put my hand on yours. And I want you to keep this hand touching this hand, okay? So I go up, you go down. So you want to stay touching this hand, don't separate from me, okay? So that's one intention, okay? You're aware of the feeling of this top hand, right? I put a hand under here, okay? Now, still stay with the top hand. No problem, right? No problem, he's doing good. He's sticking with me, following with me, right? Now, I want you to stay with this hand, okay? But if my bottom hand goes away, this is a new priority. You have to follow this hand. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So right now, if you're following my top hand, but if my bottom hand goes, you have to follow my bottom hand. Follow, 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 follow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to follow it. So let's start over. So the top hand is going, you follow it. And if my bottom hand goes, that's a new priority. So you got to follow that. So he has to switch his gear, okay? Here it goes. So he's following my top hand. Following my top hand. He's not even moving my top hand at that time. So follow my top hand. See? So it just takes a moment to change gear as to what you're paying attention to the top or to the bottom. That shift, right? That shift right there, if we're in a fight, that will cost you.
Any way we can untrain that?
No, it's just not possible. So it's a matter of mindfulness, a single pointed mindfulness, right? And a single focus of intention is just much more effective than a split intention. So that'll always take a moment at a time. So you can be good at these two things, but you can't be like, I'm going to use my force inside the qi inside my body, and then now the outside my body. It'll cost you 0.25 seconds or something like that. You might have 0.25 seconds sometimes, and you can do that, but you don't always have 0.25 seconds.
Better to stick to one or the other.
Yeah, unless you have a moment, like let's say you fell down, you're getting up, and I go, let's switch gears now.
Okay.
That will be fine.
Okay.
So I'll show you. So now we know that switching awareness takes time. What are we aware of? Well, when you're using corporeal inside qi, you're aware of the sensations in your body, the qi in your body, and it feels like a hydraulic pressure, a liquid that flows through you. When you make use of the extracorporeal, the outside qi, then my awareness is not in my body. My awareness is not even on your body. My awareness is on just space, the space where the qi is I'm interacting with. Does that make sense? Kind of like you could be thinking about a song in your head, or you could listen to the sound of nature you hear right now. You listen to the sound, you hear the wind, you hear some birds in the distance. Now your awareness, where is it? It's not on me, but it's like diffused and throughout. That's the type of awareness when you use the outside qi. And so if you rewind back this video and watch when, put your hands up, and when I was pushing Mo with the outside qi like that, you'll see that I kind of look away from him and I kind of look like I'm kind of spaced out. And I am spaced out. My awareness is on something aside from Mo. So that is what you're aware of. And so if I think I'm going to be aware of my body outside, back and forth, that's a little hard, right?
Okay, understood.
So the awareness feels different, and how it feels to you feels different. How it feels to me feels different. These are two different type of things. So why would you do one or the other? I'm surprised you didn't ask this. You're a very pragmatic guy, typically.
Right, right.
So he said it in the very beginning. He said when I use qi inside my body, it felt more powerful, right? So if I want to, leave a bruise on you, something like that, right? For some reason, or if I want to push you really, really far away, perhaps, then the qi inside my body is more effective for that. The corporeal qi is for that. And then when is a qi outside our body effective?
When it's like really quick.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's absolutely
Right?
true.
Like,
Because it
when
could
it's
be
fast.
yeah, because it's affecting you even before we really make contact. But I'll give you another example. So if you punch me and I block, okay, and I'm gonna move you aside like this, okay? So yeah, that was really good. So you punch me. So I'm gonna try and move you aside. If I use a qi in my body, like this, it's powerful, and then you get a misaligned a little bit, okay? Now come again. What was that like?
I was expecting you to block and you weren't there again.
Yeah, go ahead and punch. And you're stuck to me. So this is Lie, okay? And I use that to spin you around me. In that case, you didn't really feel I was there, but you lost your balance more because you fell into it more. Does that make sense? So if you punch me, okay, and keep your balance, keep your balance. So you keep your balance, and I do roll back, right? I use a qi inside my body, see? It's powerful, right? You go, okay? You punch me? What did you feel that time? That's an extracorporeal rollback.
Yeah, my expectation of you being there was not.
Yeah, so you punch, see, you think I'm there, there's nothing, and then you're right away in this space. Versus you punch, and I get a powerful pull like this, which is good too. But so in defense, the extracorporeal qi manipulation, like it just happens so suddenly and he doesn't feel it. It's hard for him to react to it. He didn't know I was going to send him back that time. Come again. You don't know whether it's going to send you away, okay, or come again, or roll you back through. Come once more, or see, just down like that. So, and how did my touch feel on you?
Very light.
Very light. So you don't know from when we touch what's going to happen, and then it just happened. So the extracorporeal qi I find personally to be nice in defense, because the offensive person doesn't know what's going on. They don't know how to respond to it, unless they're a Tai Chi master. But you know.
So it's like dealing with manipulation of intention from your opponent and within you, right? Because I feel like the more I try to do something, like attack you, I guess, you know, I got him.
Yep.
You're not there.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you push me back, so it's like disrupting my intention.
Yeah, it interferes your intention. You can't organize what your actions and plans to be. So it has that kind of effect. There's a whole nother level of intention work that we'll address another time, which is pretty fun too. But so far, you have a sense of what corporeal and extracorporeal qi is like in their usage and effect.
Yes.
Any more questions that just popped up as you experienced that?
Not this time.
Okay, you guys have any questions on this? Anyone want to ask anything? Okay, well, thanks for listening to the discussion on this. Oh, let me tell you something. So, you know, like in Tai Chi, in our curriculum, we cover both, in Qi mastery and Neijin mastery. But in different martial arts, they may specialize. So like for the extracorporeal qi, like I said, the Yang family's 8 energies of Peng Li Ji An is a very good example of this. And other styles, like I studied when I was growing up, Xing Yi Chen, 5-element boxing, and I studied from the Guoshu Guan's lineage, the National Martial Art Institute's lineage, and they have a very young, very outward form of this, and they very much use this kind of energy in your body to generate strikes that are powerful and hard to block. So if you punch me like that, punch, punch, punch. So see, it's just, you may not fall back that exaggeratedly per se, right? Punch and try and keep your balance like this, but your power doesn't even enter me. There's like a hydraulic sense right here. So punch again, and so see, it's right away in. It goes right through to you. Okay, punch it, see? Like this, and then we're in. And if you were to block a punch, right? You block my punch.
Oh.
So if you block my punch like that, when you fill your body with that force, right?
Yes.
Do you fly out of the frame? So, what was it like when you blocked that?
I felt like I was going to tear my shoulder.
Yeah, I wouldn't tear your shoulder, but yeah, can you block again? See?
Yes.
So it just tends to penetrate. You try to push my hand aside. You push it. That's what you want to do, right? But my chi fills. Go ahead and push aside.
Yes.
It's hard for your force to overcome that hydraulic-like pressure of the corporeal chi inside my body. So it's very nice for an offensive system that gets to the point of the matter.
To defeat that pressure system, Can you use that same pressure system back?
Yeah, if you have a stronger pressure system,
But not ideal.
or you can, if you have a strong-ish pressure system, but you're more agile, you're Muhammad Ali or something like that, and you step aside, I miss, and then you go boom, boom, boom. Oh, revenge time. There's a little bit of Ali coming through. Okay, so yeah, so if you're more agile, you can deal with it. If you're more powerful, you could deal with it. So it's not like it's like bulletproof or anything, but that is a type of body mechanics, type of internal mechanics. I just thought it's interesting that even when we talk about internal styles like Xing Yi and Tai Chi, there's differences in how they use Qi and what kind of Qi they use, inside or outside, and what effects that has on how you move and how they receive it, how they deal with it. So pretty fun, right?
Yeah, it's a journey.
Yeah, journey. Excited to learn more?
Of course.
All right, thanks for helping me illustrate this. Thanks for watching.